Every small town has a story, and we're here to shine a light on the people, places, and moments that make ours unforgettable. Welcome to the Small Town Bold Stories podcast. Hey everybody, it's Brian Chism, and I'm so thankful that you've listened to the podcast this year, and I hope that you have liked it so much. If you like it, go ahead, like and subscribe so you can stay up to date with what's going on with the podcast. If there's one thing that we've learned this year, that small town doesn't always have to mean small impact. Welcome to the year-end wrap-up of the Small Town Bold Stories podcast. Over the past year, I've had the chance to sit down with the dreamers, the builders, and the fighters who are the heartbeats of our community. We've heard stories of businesses pivoting, overcoming the pandemic, neighbors driving across state lines just to help friends out, the beautiful, the messy, and the hilarious accidents that turn into family legacies in our community. We aren't just looking back at the clips, we're looking back at the proof that when times get tough, small towns get stronger and bolder. Whether you've been with me for every episode or you're just tuning in, get ready. We've pulled some of the best moments and put them together for this year-end look-back episode. Before we get into it, take a moment to like and subscribe so you get all the notifications when new episodes drop on the podcast. Let's get started with our conversation with the family that owns the Locals and Mobile Eatery in Brandenburg. They shared how COVID was tough, but how the community rallied around them and supported them, and they're thriving more so than ever.
So, COVID was tricky, but at the same time, it, allows y'all to get to where you want it to be.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
COVID, what seemed like was going to be
It also devastating
time where all the restaurants were closing, we were like, oh my gosh,
It's like
we can stay open.
Y'all were so different.
Yeah, we can stay open. We're not closed as long as people stand far apart from each other, in the parking lot or whatever. It's
okay.
And then even with the building still under COVID restrictions, it wasn't enclosed. It's all open. We just have the awning, and it's all outside. And so it's like every step we made in that.
It's like they were just lighting down and just make it happen.
absolutely saved us, yeah.
Yeah. So you talked about earlier before we started recording, the community and how it helped you get through COVID, getting supplies and stuff. Oh yeah. Share that story about the meat. Somebody offered to travel to get that.
Okay. There was, of course, during COVID, there was a meat shortage. We went into our...
a meat shortage, and what you could get was insanely high.
Yeah, supplies in general, and to Webb's pulled us out and had some things, but we didn't want to just suck all of Webb's meat out too, because there's other restaurants, there's people that needed it. So we had this one customer, we're like, we may have to be closed if we can't find any meat. And she called and she said, my husband said that he has a friend in St. Louis who has either a farm or a meat packing company or something like that. She said, you tell me what you need, and he's going to go drive to St. Louis and bring you back some meat. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's pretty awesome that you've got a customer that's, is concerned about you. So
I still laugh about how crazy times were during the pandemic, but yet everyone helped everyone in a small town, even offering to go to St. Louis to get supplies. In our next conversation, we talked with Nik Powers of the Fuller Center for Housing in Meade County, which was formerly known as Habitat for Humanity, and how that organization goes beyond just handing over a set of keys. It's so much more. It's about helping people, building legacies, and setting them up for success.
These are people who have historically maybe never owned anything, and generationally never owned anything. And people who don't know what it means to own a home, what it means to maintain a home. Mm-hmm. And so not only are we providing them the opportunity for home ownership, we're training them. It's all encompassing, and we're training them. And it's also, once you give them the keys, it's not over. One part of our organization that we have is called Family Support. And we're constantly talking to our homeowners, asking them if they need anything. They'll come to us for advice. If they have something wrong that needs repair in their house, we'll try to get them with a local reputable contractor, and also maybe try to do a little bit of jockeying for them. Say, hey, your regular $100 service call to fix a lateral line, can you work on it for them? And I'm not asking them to work for free, but let's work together and help people.
Giving back to help others is so important and what makes our community so strong. In our next episode with Ben Haukom from the venue at Robert's Family Farm, we talked about their event space and the importance of building a network of businesses all working together in our community to be stronger, but also giving back to worthy causes that helped make our community what they are.
From Louisville, Indiana, and, they're coming to experience the venue. They're also experiencing Meade County, driving through the area. They're doing rehearsal dinners here. They're doing different things. So we're bringing hundreds of people here every Saturday. And also, if they're doing all-inclusive with me, I'm using and utilizing all the local businesses for the events as well. So I'm trying to do as much as I can to help build traffic into the area, but also build a network of all the businesses working together to facilitate some of these events with me.
Because that's what makes the area so unique is everybody's always trying to help everybody, it seems like. And even with these people coming as well, like they're spending their tax dollars here, and it's helping from that aspect too.
Absolutely. And it blew my mind really, and thinking about how unique Meade County is about, with business owners, because everybody's welcomed me as a business owner, all the other business owners in the county. And it's just been amazing the support from, even when I throw charity events, for instance, I do an annual car show every year, and I donate all the proceeds, all the profits from that, to a different charity every year. And the support that I get from the local business owners to help donate money for trophies, to help with advertising, to even just come to the event to support it, has been incredible. And I think that's very unique because, I ran businesses in Louisville, like I said, at other states, and to have support like that. No, absolutely not. So, and we're only 45 minutes from a large city, so it's kind of a cool spot, I think.
Just to kind of get away from the hustle and bustle a little bit. So.
Absolutely.
It's been awesome to see the venue at Robert's Family Farm grow. I can't wait to see what's next for them. We've all had that one experience of wandering aimlessly around a big box store. In our next conversation, Sarah Straney shared how supporting local is not just about being nice, it's about preserving the kind of generational knowledge that you can't find at a big box store.
And that's what we try to pride ourselves on. Like Granby Shirley, that's one of the things that she always tried to instill too, is like, we sell our service. There's still loyalty, but it's not as big as it used to, like now with the big boxes in E-Town and the internet, and you can go see, they have for this, will you price match? And sometimes we can, but a lot of times we just can't. They have bigger buying groups and stuff, but what we sell is our service, but also our knowledge. We want to try to have people that, know a little bit about everything. And that's one of the things I'm like, I don't know. Let me use somebody that does. Like, I'm not afraid to be like, I don't know.
Important in this world, and I love hearing that story from Allen's S&T about what they offer for our community and how they're here to help. Our community was built on agriculture, and it's still very much an agriculture community. Nik and Bethany Hardesty shared how they knew it was time to make a change on their family farm operation.
But I'm glad we saw the writing on the wall, and we're like, hey, something's got to change.
So once from tobacco, then kind of what was the next iteration?
When we were in the tobacco, we were raising 25, 30 acres of tobacco ourselves, and then plus growing transplants, and we were starting to row crop at that time. We'd gotten up to about 1,000 acres of corn and soybeans, and it was just that was about the same time Aaliyah said she wanted to plant those tomato plants.
Yeah, she was about 5 years old.
She said we were seeding tobacco or finishing up tobacco, and she said, Dad, I want to seed some tomato plants.
So she did 200.
So it was a tray. It was one tray. I built her own little float bed, and we built a little float bed. I think we ended up doing like 4 or 5 trays of different things. And we built that for her. And then when we set tobacco that spring, we left some space along the tobacco patch, and she rode a setter by herself. Somebody kind of walked beside her to kind of help her a little bit, and she set them out herself, and that opened up the can of worms for pro. We had these greenhouses sitting here, and they were sitting empty 9 months out of the year, and it's like, why are we?
Good use of
it's not good use of your overhead capital. It's not a good use, and so that's when I got the bright idea to let's grow some poinsettias. Let's grow 3,000 of them with no market and see what happens.
I got shingles that first year.
it was a little stressful.
We lost several thousands of dollars the first
We did,
year.
but we learned a lot, and now we've got 3 greenhouses.
Poinsettias are a piece of cake now. They're nothing to us now.
It's hard to imagine having 3,000 poinsettias and not being 100% sure what you were going to do with them. But I think it's fair to say that Hardesty Farms and Greenhouses has definitely found the place in our community that we all need. Now, our next conversation with Marjorie and Cody from Bottoms Boards might have been my favorite episode this year. It's crazy to think that their business all started from an idea and a Google search, and it's continued to grow to this day.
Board was?
Googled it, and I looked at him and said, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating this. This one.
Those fancy cheeses and stuff. I said, no, that's not the right one.
Okay.
It pulled up. No, it was fruits, vegetables, meats, and cheeses, like normal ones.
Yeah, normal is what I call it, because it pulled up like these cured meats with like these fancy cheeses that I call them, like these hard and soft cheeses.
And you're thinking like, goodness gracious, boy, this stuff's expensive.
Yeah, 1,000%. I said, no. And he said, no, that's not what I want. I want to eat fruits and vegetables like regular ham. And I was like, okay, I can do that.
I'm so glad that Marjorie did that Google search because she's got such a great business. If you've not tried her ranch dip or the sweet dip, you've got to. It's to die for. In business, we oftentimes don't know the impact that we get to have on people and their lives. But Ben Smith in our next episode sure found out what the impact of his business was and how it was changing someone's life in our local community.
And then we've had a really number of, testimonials or customer feedback. We had one a few years ago that really sort of put things into perspective on our direct-to-consumer marketing. We had this guy, he kept coming to buying soup bones. It's like, what is this guy doing with beef soup bones, right? Well, they were making bone broth. He had a daughter that was going through cancer treatments. And that's one of the things their doctor recommended that she eat. And she was literally responding better to those cancer treatments because of that. So, talk about something that kind of hits you. That was like, wow, this is actually helping somebody. This is literally helping somebody's health.
And other than that, you don't do anything with those products. Anyway.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
You really never know what your business might do and the effect that it might have on somebody's life. But boy, that was such an awesome story to hear from Ben about a product they normally would not even be able to sell and how it's changing someone's life. In our next episode, Uncle Steph, she's one of my favorites, and it's one of my favorite places to go visit on a summer day. I always wondered where the unusual name came from. So here's the story behind Uncle Steph's Ice Creams and Eats in Brandenburg.
I'll tell you, God's honest truth, shout out to Dave Sonner because he started the name with my little cousins and nieces and nephews.
You have a huge family too.
Huge family. We get together on our gatherings. I'm a big tomboy, as you know, fishing and hunting and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So he thought it was really funny at gatherings, and he started it, and then he just couldn't help himself. And then all the kids joined in. He's like, hey, say hello to your Uncle Tommy, say hello to your Uncle Philip, and say hi to Uncle Steph, and he thought that was hilarious. So then the kids just picked up on it, and then it was Uncle Steph's, and then I thought, why change it? It'd be a good name for my ice cream shop.
And it's got a great story behind it. Better than just Steph's Ice Cream.
Right, Uncle Steph's.
Like it's a head scratcher, everybody kind of knows. And or wants to know. So now you know the story behind the name and how it's so unique, but it's so interesting as well. Steph is even branching out now and serving food, and I hear that it's pretty darn good on a Saturday morning for breakfast, and she's also doing some burgers as well. Well, why would you want to mess with getting your house cleaned up and then having to clean it again after everyone leaves? Midway Party Barn offers a turnkey solution for the community to do just that, and it's super convenient.
Well, we really saw a need for a smaller venue in Lee County that people could have their birthday parties and bridal showers without having to rent a huge wedding venue, So that was kind of missing, and we struggled to find a place for our own kids' birthday parties locally. And like my house is small inside, so I don't want to have a million people coming in.
We don't want all that mess and all that stuff too.
And you have to clean your house and
before and after.
The party. Yeah. So what is really special about our venue is we provide setup and cleanup. So they can literally just walk in, bring their food, and go.
As we moved on, we heard from Rhonda Roberts from Roberts Family Farm, and she shared a wonderful story about their customers and how, yes, they're customers, but really they're more like friends to them.
You know, I might get emotional.
That's okay.
I've told Kevin through the years, we are so blessed because when we hear things from our customers, which I love to call friends, new friends, old friends, people we don't know yet, they get it. They get what we're about.
That's awesome.
You know, our mission when we started, I'm sorry.
Okay. Take your time.
That's just how much it means to us. Our mission when we began was to not charge anything, like I said, because we wanted families to have quality time. And when they come in and they just do nothing but give us compliments, it feels like a Hallmark movie when we're coming back on the road, or how friendly our staff is, or we don't have to worry about our children when we're here. Like, we just feel comfortable. We feel like we're part of the family, feel like we're home.
Places and people like Roberts Family Farm are what make our community so unique and great. Oftentimes, it can be hard for a small business to get started. But Erica Bevill has been there, and she shared how the Shop Small Society could help with people wanting to start their own business and get some ideas and support to do that.
The thing that a lot of people miss is hyping it up before you launch the business. So, like, giving people sneak peeks and letting people know what's coming. I find that sometimes people just launch a business and they just like start their social media one day, or even open a brick and mortar randomly one day and don't tell anybody about it ahead of time. And they didn't build that hype ahead of time. So, you know, whenever they go to launch, whether that's online or at a brick and mortar, barely anybody shows up because they didn't, you know, let people know ahead of time. So I think that's one of the biggest things that I see that people forget about doing.
Sometimes the best things in life are free and they don't cost anything, but you just have to do a little bit of work to get the message out. And sometimes in business, that's the best way to do it. In our final episode of the year, Lauren Castor shared how she started in her basement and then the world threw her a total curveball, but she's adapted and overcome it.
We were in my basement. My mom was heat pressing upstairs in my kitchen, and I was downstairs screen printing in an empty bedroom. We were just kind of getting our name out there, doing a few things for friends. You know, the football team used me a few times. I was so grateful. I'm like, oh my gosh, thanks for giving me the opportunity. So those just led to more orders, and then COVID hit. So.
Did it just stop at that point, basically?
It did. There's no teams. There was no school.
There was nothing going on.
Yeah, businesses weren't ordering shirts for their employees. So
what'd you do?
Well, I went. I was always a substitute teacher, just when I could. And then, so I went to work at Flaherty Elementary as their full-time substitute teacher during COVID.
Okay.
So they didn't want like a lot of people in and out of the building. So I was the full-time sub. I was there every day with the kids. No orders coming in.
You're like, well, this was good about last year.
Yeah. So here comes, 2021, and still businesses still weren't really.
It's pretty slow.
It was really slow. So I started working at the high school, subbing there for the leadership athletic development class, which was fun. It's the weightlifting class. It was a lot of fun.
Interesting.
And then orders started picking up. Teams started playing again. So I just told them, I've got to get back to my business. Yeah.
Well, folks, you've heard it all. From the basements where side hustles were born to the greenhouses that bloomed from a 5-year-old's idea. Our local businesses are strong, and the results make this area so much greater. As we close the book on 2025, I hope these stories have reminded you of one thing. The strength of a small town isn't in buildings or its geography. It's in the people. It's in the Uncle Stephs of the world, the local food trucks, the hardware stores, and the neighbors who show up when it matters the most. So thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting local, and thank you for being a part of our community. I have so many great things planned for the next year, and I hope that you will join as the stories get stronger and they get even bolder. If you enjoy the show, like I said before, please like and subscribe so that you can stay up to date with everything small town and bold stories, that is. I'm Brian Chism, and this is the Small Town Bold Stories podcast, wrapping up 2025 in season 1. Happy New Year, everyone. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Small Town Bold Stories podcast, brought to you by Next Home Chism Realty. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and we'll catch you next time with more bold stories from the heart of our hometowns.